Well, my super fast internet is awesome. Uh, I just uploaded my really long dad episode in a few minutes. Um, did some more work on my car today. That's what I originally wanted to talk about. I got these QR codes in the mail, stickers that are a lot bigger, one for my car, one for wherever else. That goes to a Google document all about the secret government, everything I know. Um, yeah, I pulled my headliner out, the basket, threw that away. I didn't throw away the wooden boards because it's a lot of garbage for one dumpster. I saved them. Maybe I'll reuse them for my bed. But, oh yeah, I took the passenger seats already out. I took the seatbelt off for that time. I was just doing that. Um, Threw that away. So basically, I have all these screws for these holes in the frame, and I also have like these D rings that go on the frame. That was for something else. And I'm thinking about what I'm going to use like all this space for. And honestly, my sleeping system, a lot of people use like wooden boards, but what I'm thinking of is put hooks for like a tarp I can elevate. Not quite a hammock. I know somebody that put a hammock on the inside of their vehicle, um, which is super space economical. If your sleeping system is a hammock, it goes down to that big. You know what I mean? But maybe not a hammock. Maybe like a tarp I could pull really tight. So yeah, I have to look for something that's like either a 3 point or a 4 point, and create the rigging system where I can just like hook it up and lay on it. That might be the most efficient bed I've got. I don't really want to be in a hammock because it's hard to like roll over onto your face. I remember doing that, hanging out at a meditation club, taking many mushrooms. That's crazy. I don't recommend doing human drugs. They're more likely to poison you. That's for real. So I'm not that way. I'm definitely over that sort of get back attitude. But yeah, this goes to a Google Doc. You can get a screenshot to read it, although you might want to flip it over. Um, yep, I have more of those coming. I was using this guy, but this guy's not good with thermal. But yeah, I pulled my headliner out, my shelf I didn't put back in. It just didn't fit right. And now I have exposed magnets. Like having all those forward magnets, having this metal surface is so useful. I would rather, instead of the overhead lights, have these. You know, I still have to take off the other lights. But yeah, I've made a ton of room in that vehicle. Had a lot of room already. Now it's got even more room. And so I'm pretty serious about like my sleeping system being like I need to find the right thing. It can't be stretchy. It has to be capable of being pulled taut so it can hold my weight. But yeah, just like replacing my whole bed system with a body levitator, basically. Um, yeah, so we got to do that. Rigging the frame. I think it could hold me. If a door handle can be used for getting in and out, you can definitely support your whole body weight on a couple points, I think. Um, that'll be cool. Save space by sitting up at a higher level, just like four corner it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Got to get in there and measure out 6 feet. I'm 5'11. 6 feet is perfect. I don't need more than 6 feet. Less than 6 feet's not enough. 6'4" is like can move around. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything that's like a sleeping surface for being held up. Maybe a rock climbing bed. Maybe a rock climbing bed would be a close near to that. Certainly wouldn't break under weight. I don't think anyone my big does rock climbing. I'm not 300 pounds, but I'm like 250. That's heavy for a rock climber. I was wrong with my scooter. I was like, this thing has a weight limit 240, weight limit 275. But I did bust a tire hitting a pothole, so it's time to go. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to forego sleeping on a mattress, forego sleeping on a bed, and go with like a suspended canvas. And then the lacquer undercoat. It'd be cool. It'd be really cool. And it would save a ton of room during the day because you wake up and you just unhook two of the sides and roll it up. Maybe I could even put it on with 300-pound magnets. Maybe 300-pound magnets wouldn't be too much. I've got those. I can lift one magnet off itself, but if there's two magnets, if I get the two 300-pounders stuck together, I can't get that apart. I got to use like a hoist and pulley system. So, yeah, that's going to be cool. I thought about maybe replacing my front seat with something better. I hate the airbag system. I don't need an airbag. I'm not going to be going 80 miles an hour. Do I need a seatbelt? Yeah, I'll take a seatbelt. But a fucking airbag? Come on. I don't need that. It's kind of cool. It's just like, it's too much stuff. I would rather you go with lighter, less aggressively fast vehicles. Do you have to go 80 miles an hour? You know what I mean? That, yeah. Then like all these technical pieces. There's so many parts to these cars. So I'm thinking about taking the ceiling antenna off. There's an antenna in the middle of the high forehead. I don't use radio ever. So I was thinking about taking that off. Maybe I can replace that with like a cell phone amp. That would be cool. When I was doing the work in there, cutting it apart and doing the screws, I need to get a high-powered rechargeable screwdriver. I have a low-powered rechargeable screwdriver, but it's not powerful enough. Yeah. Yep. I'm glad I got to talk about my dad. A lot of that stuff I'd been meaning to say for a while, and having this fast 1,000 MBS a gig. Basically, I'm finally at. No, a megabyte is one tier below a gigabyte. 1,000 megabytes is more than a gigabyte. That's fast. So, 1,000 megabytes a second. Yeah, that should have uploaded in a few minutes. A 6 gigabyte video, yeah. They always overestimate how fast it is. Gotta make a sale. If the those consumer laws are important. If you don't put consumer laws, you'll be eating freaking ground up plastic and signing horrible contracts and all that stuff. People will just use each other. Sad. Kind of hoping the AI from Holographic Money would help rat that stuff out. But yeah. I'm tonight gonna look into making a sleeping rig. Some sort of. It can't be a hammock. Because a hammock you can only lay on your back. You'll never be able to roll over on your stomach, which would get annoying. I don't necessarily want like a wooden table to sleep on. That's kind of good for segregating space, especially if you lift it during the day. I guess. Maybe if instead of lifting it, I could fold it into like fourths. And then it's just like, then make it a table in the back. Then it's a thick table in the back. That would be a good idea. A folding in fourths. Maybe then it'd have to be made of plastic. Thing that becomes like a thick table. And then it rolls out into a bed. That's an option. especially if the far end's legs are adjustable. That's super good. That's an option. But yeah, instead of using like, I guess I could still use that. You get your sunshade and you hold it up there with magnets instead of. Yeah, I threw the fucking sunshades away. I threw the liner away. I'm taking all the panels out so I can see everything. Underneath that wooden floorboard were holes going down to the street. I'm glad I know they're there now. Probably going to lift the front of the vehicle and try to replace a part tomorrow. It's kind of fun having the vehicle to work on, although it just got hot. It did. Anything like near 90 degrees is hot. It's going to get over 100 by the time I leave. When I leave, I'm hoping to catch like a rainy day. But yeah, it's fun working on my car. Looking forward to it. All the tools, man. You gotta have the right tools. Drill bits to connect to drill bits. Not even drill bits, but like, wrench sockets. Yeah, I had the right socketry set up, but I didn't have the torque on my thing to take it off, so I had to get my big torque wrench out to start it. And then the bits are on the torque wrench. It must be hard to be like, what's the exact size you need? Or can you make a size like 12 millimeter? Can you do everything with a 12 millimeter? One standard shape? That would be a high selling point for like my electric car if I ever make it. Would be like, all the bolts are the same. You need one type of bolter. Maybe even sell it like a hand ratchet that does the torque. But then you need extensions to get in there. I don't have the twisty ones, the ones to like modulate your angle. I think I have two in one of my cases. You need so many parts, so many pieces. But yeah, took the seatbelt out, took the where it was mounted off, and then I had to cut the rest. So it's more room. It's another 2 screw holes and no big plastic. That plastic paneling is thick. Maybe that plastic paneling is for your head. You get in an accident, you'll hit a plastic panel that'll have some give. Might be a really efficient safety thing, but as a person who doesn't drive much, I'm not on the freeway all day, you know what I mean? I sleep with earplugs. They work really good. I can still hear like things around the house, but that distant shit disappears. I'll hear when Amazon drops packages in my backyard. Yeah, it's just kind of like death. Put some good earplugs in. All these noises that sound like they're right on top of you will disappear. You'll be in a quiet place. And that's what death does. There was a life there, but now that shit got turned off. It's scary. You do need the creator to live again. That's true. You need the creator to have a life after this one. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to look at now, is look at sleeping systems. Probably, yeah, do the rock climber's sleeping pad. Something with 6 hookups. See if it's good enough, I can cut a mattress for that. If it's not good enough, I have to have crazy angled straps and stuff. Maybe that's the secret, is have all the straps slightly loose, and then when I get on it, the tension down holds it all in place. And then you can have all your stuff under you. Yeah, I want to do a solar panel for the roof. If I get a big ass battery, maybe get a camping AC, cut a hole in the roof for an air conditioner. That would be comfy for the summer. A little like camping AC that runs on a runs on the battery and the battery's on the solar. That could be cool. I don't know much about solar hookups. It's a lot more complicated than I thought. Um, yeah, it's going to be fun. It is kind of fun having a project. Yeah, definitely don't be afraid to pull the headliner and all the paneling out of your car, even on the doors. Like, once it's bare, you're going to have just a ton of room. It's all this space, and magnets stick to all of it. And you could replace the bolts holding in stupid shit. Like, those seatbelt holes have got to be tough. I could easily replace that bolt with it. This guy, like, when I bought him, he gave me a bag of these, like, D-rings with bolts for, like, cargo or whatever. It's just laying around so I can reuse them. D-rings with bolt holes. Reuse them for my bed system. And then sleep high, suspended by straps, not wood, so I can take it down in the morning. Yeah, it's a cool idea. Digging it.